Welcome to the MFR Coaches podcast, where we talk about how you can create a six-figure MFR practice. I'm your host, Heather Hommel. Not only have I been practicing MFR for 11 years, I'm also a life and business coach, especially for MFR therapists. My goal is for you to understand how to get fully booked, how to talk to your clients, and how to make sure they understand what's possible for them with MFR treatment. I'm here to help you stop under-earning, overworking, and burning out. I'll lend support so you can create the MFR practice you've always wanted. Learn how you can do it too, even if you live in a tiny town, and even if you're just starting out, and even if you've ran your practice for years. Let's go. I am so excited to announce that Raise Your Rate Bootcamp is now a course available for purchase. Buy Raise Your Rate Bootcamp and get all 5 days of the training and coaching, including the 50-page workbook. Get instant access to the course so you can dig right in and learn my exact method for raising your rate as an MFR therapist. Throughout the training, you'll watch me coach MFR therapists on their concerns and their hesitations around raising their rates. You'll watch the transformation as these therapists go from freaked out to ready to announce the change, all over the course of 5 days. And you'll also hear from current and past coaching clients who will share their experiences of what it's like to work with me as their coach. Click on the link in my bio on Instagram or in the show notes here and get access right now. Have your rate raised by this time next week. You can do it too. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the MFR Coaches podcast. Today, we are going to talk about a few of the things that are my pet peeves and that have recently really gotten under my skin to the point where I feel like I need to do a podcast episode about this. So I want you guys to know that when you raise rates, raising rates is never done because you're retaliating against your clients or doing it in a way to punish them for how they're showing up in your business or how they're not creating enough business for you. Never raise rates because clients aren't behaving how you want them to behave. And you never raise your rates because you have XYZ factors like the economy, interest rates, credit card fees, your rent increasing, like whatever you want to fill in the blank there. Those are never the reason why you're raising your rate. When you raise your rate, you're raising it because you want to. And the sooner you own that and the sooner you make that the only reason to raise your rate, the sooner you take the burden off of your reasoning behind raising your rate off your clients. It should ever be the only reason you raise your rate. A lot of people want to make it other people's fault, and you want to feel like you have a lot of reasons and you want to feel really justified doing it so that you don't have to feel bad about it. And that's just gross. Own what you want. Decide your rates are based on facts and stop blaming your clients for the decisions you either haven't made in your business or aren't willing to make in your business. Stop blaming that on your clients. I've worked with a lot of service providers over the years, and I've gone through a lot of price adjustments, both personally and professionally, and out in the community for places where I frequent. Recently, I ate at a very fancy French restaurant where the bill was over $400 before the tip. This was a lovely experience for me and my family until I saw the bill. And on it, the message telling me that I would incur a service charge for using a credit card. And then on top of that, they also let me know exactly how much I should plan to tip. Now, I have no problem tipping in restaurants. That's just what we do. But I immediately had a bad taste in my mouth. Why is the burden of both paying the credit card processing fee and the employee the customer's job? Here we are ordering a lot of food and drinks on purpose, enjoying ourselves, spending the money in this establishment, getting pretty basic service. And now we've got to cover this business's business expenses. Honestly, this is a reason for me to not ever go back to this place, or if anything, to never bring my entire family there again. This will cost this business my future business. And I love going out to dinner, and I spend a lot of money doing so. It's one of the things that I love spending money on. And I love fine dining. I love the experience of it. I love the coursing out of meals. I love getting drinks. I love appetizers. Like, I love the whole entire experience. And I go out for dinner multiple times per week. So I'm a big spender on out to eat food. It's just one of the things that I do. So for this to happen, it has to really get under my nails because I love going out to eat so much. And as you can see, I think like businesses that I frequent regularly enjoy that I come there because I am a regular at a lot of establishments. And we do tend to take our kids with us a couple of times a week too. So we spend a lot of money doing this. So my whole point in this is while this business's decision to charge credit card fees to charge me, I think it was like $15 or whatever on this $400 bill, has now cost them me ever coming in there again and spending another $400. So, do you see the cost of that business decision? And I want you to make sure you're not also making that business decision. Think about it. Are you charging your clients credit card fees? It's really not worth it. Another pet peeve of mine is tipping. While I do not mind tipping and expect to do so when dining out, there are times when this just becomes weird. And I want to tell you where and why. So you can immediately stop taking tips in your MFR business and stop charging your clients for your cost of doing business. Stop charging them for using credit cards and stop requiring them to tip. Stop having it as an option. Okay, so here's another example. I regularly get my nails done. I'm kind of bougie, you guys. I love having regular pedicures and regular manicures to keep hangnails away, to keep my nails short. And I also love wearing flip-flops. So I've got to maintain that shit so I don't look like I'm falling apart when I'm walking around. And it has been a long winter here, and I still get pedicures all throughout the winter. I like to have really nice feet. So here's the deal. I go to someone who is a small business, they're in business for themselves, and she can charge what she wants to charge. Yet at the end of every service, she tells me the total, then turns her phone around and it's blank. And she looks away while I frantically try to remember what the total was and add a tip in my mind. This stresses me out every time it happens. And I found myself making less and less appointments with her because of it. I am such a loyal client and I get like addicted to the things that I do. I will come every 4 weeks. But because of this and how annoying it is and how awkward it makes me feel, I've gone now 12 weeks in between appointments because it's just not worth the feeling I get in my body when she turns that phone around. So imagine if this business owner had a coach to tell her that she could just charge what she wants and then not have to hope to get that extra tip each time. Her business could really change. And the same advice goes to you if you're listening to this, running whatever kind of business you're running. I wouldn't mind paying $75 a time or whatever it is. I would know what it is ahead of time and I would always know the price and I could budget for it. I would just know what it is. Instead, like I actually have no idea what she charges because I can't remember because I'm so busy calculating that stupid tip so that I can make sure I'm paying her enough. It becomes my responsibility to make sure she's getting enough instead of her responsibility to tell the client how much enough is. So this is the way she has it set up. It's always different and difficult to determine how much she wants me to pay her. So then I always leave feeling kind of awkward. This is the exact experience you do not want to create for your clients in your MFR business. You want it to be clean and easy and require zero thinking on behalf of your client during that checkout process. Let's talk about something else that makes me cringe. Making it your client's fault that you have to charge credit card fees or raise your rates. Okay, so I talked about this earlier. Those credit card fees, you guys. Again, like I said before, raising your rates is never because your clients aren't buying enough or they're not showing up or your rent is going up or whatever reason you want it to be their fault. It isn't your client's fault that you haven't raised your rates in 20 years and you're deciding to do so now. You aren't doing anyone a favor by not raising your rate. That's the other thing. It's like, we haven't raised our rates in 20 years. And now because of XYZ, we're having to raise our rates. Nope. That is not a client problem. That is a you problem. That is a your business problem. It isn't your client's fault if things have worked in your business before, but aren't working anymore and you aren't making enough money. This is a you problem and a business problem. And you are the one responsible for fixing it and making the changes to make your business work. I am getting heated, y'all. Like this just drives me crazy. It might seem easier to you to have a lot of excuses or justifications ahead of changing your rate or your hours or the way you do things in your business, but it isn't. And you end up not only making your clients feel weird, but you make it their fault, which really isn't fair at all. We never want our clients to feel ashamed or to shame them into a price increase. That's really gross. Your clients are the people that you love the most. They are the people that want to buy from you. They're already buying from you and they will continue to do so. But they will be less likely to trust you now because you've now made mistakes in your business their fault. And all they're doing is trying to buy from you and trying to get the results you've told them that you're going to get for them. I want you to take radical responsibility for everything in your business. I've talked about this before, both the things that you love and the things that are no longer working or the things that have never worked. When you take responsibility, you get to start making the changes necessary to get what you want, both for your clients and for your business. You get to decide to increase your price because you want to. You get to stop resenting your clients when you take radical responsibility because you're the one in charge of making the decision, not your client. It's really important that whenever you feel resentment towards clients, you figure out why immediately. You figure out what is actually happening and going on so you can make a new decision or change the decision so you can get the new desired outcome. If you are constantly short on cash or constantly overworking or constantly worrying about people last minute canceling, these are all the things that you have control over in your business. These are all the things that you can create policies around or just decide to charge more, work different hours, and have zero resentment towards your clients. It's that easy. When you don't resent the very people that create your income and who you have built a business to serve, you show up totally different. You show up with different energy and a different attitude towards them and towards yourself and towards your business. It is really important to be able to catch yourself doing this and adjust as needed. These are the skills that I teach you in my group coaching program. The intangible skill of feeling unbothered by a price increase or unbothered by setting policies you know your clients might have thoughts about. This is a skill that will help you create and run your business with steady ease. And when you are having steady ease in your business, you are going to help a lot of people get out of pain and get back to pain-free and active lifestyles. And you are going to make a lot of money on purpose. Check into how you feel when people pay you and swipe their credit card. Are you thinking about what a great job you just did and how much you just helped them? Or are you calculating how much the fee is going to be and how much money you're losing? It's really subtle, but this happens all the time at checkout. I want you to check yourself. Check into how you feel when a client no-shows or late cancels. Do you instantly want to punch them in the face? Or do you instantly feel like you're going to burst into tears? Or do you decide they've ruined your day? Or are you able to pivot to something else because you know and love your policy that you already have in place and you're either already going to get paid for that because you've made a policy, or it's no big deal because you've chosen not to make a policy and you're glad you don't have one. Like, what's actually happening there? If you aren't feeling unbothered or you think getting to an unbothered experience seems impossible, I want you to consider the value that unbothered energy could be for you, for living your life and having a business that is less triggering and being able to handle anything that comes your way in a way in which you thrive and expand and go about your day. It is really priceless and something I work towards all the time. Learning to manage my mind and to feel my emotions instead of shove them down has changed everything for me. And it continues to change everything for my clients too. And I want that for you as well. So, in recap, stop charging your clients credit card fees. Stop taking tips. And never make your price increase the responsibility of your clients. Never make it their fault that the price is going up. Never blame the economy or your rent or the state of the world. Just decide that you want to make more money and figure out your facts and how much you want to make and go ahead and increase your rate. You don't have to ask for permission. It doesn't have to be a certain time of year. It can be now, even if you just raised your rate 3 months ago. That's okay. But take responsibility for where you are right now and where you're going. And do the things on purpose that are going to get you there. And realize when you do really crazy things in your business, like charge credit card fees and nickel and dime your clients to death, there are people that see that are turned off by it and they won't be back, but they could have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars with you. So is it worth it to get those $2 and leave the thousands of dollars on the table? I don't think it is. And I hope you'll reconsider that. All right. I'll be back with more next week on another episode of the MFR Coaches Podcast. Have a great week. Bye. Thanks for joining me today. My goal is to help all MFR therapists stop under-earning and burning out. I have several resources available for you. Read my book, The MFR Coach's Guide to Having Your Own MFR Business, available on Amazon and at Advanced John Barnes MFR seminars. Keep listening to the podcast. I'll always have fresh content each and every week. Join my group coaching program. Enrollment opens 4 times per year. We take all the information I teach and lay down the foundation for your 6-figure MFR business. It's more than just raising rates, but you'll make that the hardest part. Then expand into the business owner who delivers your rate like it's just the news and who can sell MFR to anyone in any situation. I'll show you how. Get on my email list, follow me on social media at the MFR Coach, and visit my website for more information on group enrollment, themfrcoach.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.